This is your Monex Metals Market Update with Mike Maroney.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Maroney. It is August 21st, the day of the eclipse, which many people are very excited about. Obviously, for those of you who follow lunar signals, you might have expected a little bit more volatility, but we still have a few hours left. If you think about where we were last week as far as gold and silver are concerned, you may be wondering on Friday, why did the market suddenly go up and retest highs that we haven't seen for quite some time? And if you look at the other markets, you may start to understand that people are starting to get a little bit worried as far as the current valuations in the U.S. stock market. We actually saw 3 days in a row of selling in stocks where the prices came down, which was an unusual activity as far as this market is concerned. And we may have started to see what is known as risk-off trade, which actually was a gold positive. As risk-off trade come out of the stock market, come out of the bond market, we saw some safe haven money going into gold. Gold retested a price that we haven't seen for quite some time, that 1306 price. And if you really go all the way back, you'd have to go back to election day when the first news that Mr. Trump was winning, suddenly gold shot up to 1338. And then inevitably upon victory, the price actually dropped as many people felt that he would be very positive as far as the overall stock market was concerned. In the silver market, because of gold's high test of 1306, silver made an intra-week high. We traded as high as 1731. And right now, silver looks a little bit weaker. Silver is still trading below some of the key resistance levels, whereas gold has seen very strong positive technical signals develop over the last few weeks, as many people expect that maybe we go through a little bit of a basing period as long as we can hold above 1280, 1285, and then the next leg up for gold will take us back up to that 1338, which was achieved on the day of the election, and up into the 1380, which was actually achieved last year. So what sits out on the horizon for this week? The big things in the financial world are the Jackson Hole Conference, which is a conference for the elite of elites as far as the financial markets are concerned. Central bankers from all around the world will be converging on Jackson Hole. And typically we get comments out of Jackson Hole that can affect the markets. We also have the head of the European Central Bank, Mr. Draghi, and Mrs. Yellen speaking on Friday, and their speeches are known to move markets. One of the other events that some of the people are focusing on this week is the fact that South Korea and the United States are doing a joint venture as far as military activity is concerned. Some people believe that that's like prodding the man who basically just had to back down. But the bottom line is they've done this every year, and it's been scheduled literally years in advance. But we'll have to see what that actually does as far as geopolitical issues are concerned. The bottom line right now is not where gold is today, and it's where gold is potentially headed. And I've talked about a saying that I use quite frequently. It's called, it actually states that gravity is like mathematics. It's non-negotiable. And when you think about the overall economic growth that exists in the world today, and I'm going to give you an example. The US GDP numbers in 2015 were 18.57 trillion. In 2016, it actually only grew to 18.57 trillion. And this year is expected to grow about 2%. But the bottom line is, if you look at our debt is growing at 8.6% per year on average. And if you multiply that out to the rules of 72, you will find that we will double our debt approximately every 8 years. So what does that mean? Our debt is doubling, whereas our GDP is growing at an anemic rate. The bottom line is, and we are not the only one that this is happening to, everywhere in the world, governments are basically outspending an unlimited budget. and the inevitable sovereign debt crisis that sits out on the horizon will potentially be the ultimate catalyst as far as the price of precious metals are concerned. And without a doubt, when you think about where we were in September of 2011, right around that $2,000 level, it's no wonder some of the top experts believe that gold will far surpass that and potentially trade with a $5,000 handle. I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. And now may be the best time to take a position for the protection of your portfolio and also for the potential profit. Give us a call here at Monex today. Thank you.